Yeah, this AI stuff is getting crazy, man.
It is, but yeah, I like they're going to try like that. The Jake Tapper thing is he had Amy Klobuchar on, and she's trying to put together some bill. But again, it's the First Amendment, right?
And if I, as I was saying before, if I can do an impersonation or an impression of Donald Trump, why can't I use a tool to simulate it? What's the difference?
Absolutely. And now, if I started trying to do some, something that I guess would, create civil unrest, and again, whatever technology I have access to, which is open source and cheap, the North Korean or the Chinese government, they have 10 versions ahead of this. They could do, probably some wild stuff.
The crazy thing is, when you stop seeing deepfakes is when you should be scared.
Yeah. Oh man, that's for sure. The difference is impressions and impersonations. It's the difference, because if you're doing an impression of someone, you're good. But as soon as you start to impersonate, especially a politician,
if you're impersonation implying you are intending to deceive someone that you are them for the sake of some kind of gain or whatever.
Yeah, and the thing is like what I'm doing is definitely covered by the First Amendment and parody law. But they wrote those laws. AI wasn't a thing. They were like, yeah, of course you can put on a wig and pretend to be Donald Trump, right?
But even just voice, yeah. And a lot of people do a really good Donald Trump voice.
Yeah.
So the AI is not a perfect Trump voice, but it's close enough to where people might think
it's not perfect.
And if you get a really good impression from someone, they might be like, oh, that sounds a lot like
Yeah, and I mean, Gavin Newsom's AI bill, which obviously was mostly nonsense, but part of it was like, hey, you can't just, if you're a Hollywood studio, you can't get some actor and just use his voice.
Yeah.
Right, but I am.
Hollywood's over.
Hollywood is
we're like I would say before we're a couple of years out, but it could be sooner than that, where you just sit down on your TV and there's going to be an app called it's going to be called like Hollywood Star or something, and you're going to say, render me a movie about Spider-Man, but he wants to be a stand-up comedian, and so he hangs out with Danny Polishchuk, and then he succeeds, and it will be like rendering, and then it'll take like 15-20 minutes, and then it'll play. And you will literally watch a full movie with Spider-Man.
the amount of entertainment I've gotten out of Suno, just sitting down and making songs for 3 hours and listening to the songs is like, dude,
I was saying,
like
if you just, you hit that generate button enough times, it's going to crank out a hit at some point.
Dude, it's going to be insane, the kind of things that are created in the next year or two.
Well, you're a musician. What do you think?
How long until they're...
No, about the Suno thing. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, you haven't seen it at all?
We'll mess around with stuff in the membership. But I'm imagining
coming for the job, dude.
You're going to see videos of
well met.
Someone's going to say, give me an episode of Friends where Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin shows up and blows up the Friends apartment, but then Phoebe ends up falling for him and they get married.
Yeah.
And then, could you imagine watching that? You just, whatever you imagine.
VR.
The problem is it's not going to, the little intricacies of, the dialogue.
It'll get it. That I don't know.
There's an AI.
I think the storytellers will still be...
I'm going to play a song for you.
There's an AI mod for Skyrim where you can talk to the NPCs and they respond.
The thing about at least as far as my job goes, artists and stuff, the personality is what matters nowadays. They can AI songs and stuff, but the
comedy.
I'm gonna play. I've got 2 songs. They're clips, and these are Donald Trump tweets that we made earlier in the year. Check this out.
Who'll explain for me to my wonderful son, Baron, who is a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not be around in his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years. Because a seriously conflicted and corrupt New York State judge wants the incredible and the bogus. But in case we decline to bunch away all legal scholars and pundits has no merit and should never have been brought. This fake case is solely meant to credit an inventing me from proudly attending my son's graduation. Seems very unfair, doesn't it? But this one that is unfair. Every one of the many fake cases that are perpetuated by the White House in order to help the worst president in history by far get reelected are just scams. We won't let that happen, but we will make America great again.
Okay, so that where it's at. Now
That took you how long to make?
30 seconds. Now listen to this one. I love this one. Another Trump tweet.
For the Horde.
Trump came, just won't let me respond. People that all
What do you need? Strength.
Conley Hooker.
What are you looking for?
Are the horde. All hall. Be safe.
Or at least be able to respond. Richard interference. Richard interference. Or at least be able to respond. Election interference. Election in constitutional trial.
The music, the instrumentation, like,
Yo, that took me 30 seconds, and that was earlier in the year.
Is that Suno?
Yeah, it's probably gonna have two new versions, or 5
It's at 3.5 right now. It was at 3 about a year, half a
So,
year ago, something.
That rock opera song about Farron going to high school or missing the graduation ceremony was so good. I told Carter, I was like, we should actually flesh that out and make a cartoon of like Trump singing this because that's how good the song was. Think about where we're going to be in a year. So 2 years ago, I used AI to make a picture of Nancy Pelosi, and it looked like a grotesque monster. It was crappy.
So
and
it
then
looked exactly like that.
now you could make a picture of her, and it looks like a right. But nowadays you could just be like, give me a picture of Nancy Pelosi doing a kickflip, and you'll get it.
Everybody
now
remembers
you can
the-
make a video, make a video of Nancy Pelosi riding a bike, and it will make it.
Remember a year ago the video of the spaghetti? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it was, he's eating his hand turned into spaghetti and stuff. Now the detail and the resolution that it comes up with is mind blowing. In a year, there's not going to be any difference between like your 4K actual videos and things that
I mean, they need some. They definitely need some sort of instant, like detection, some sort of software.
when it's all
Well, here's the thing. When I post on YouTube, when I post on YouTube, I actually mark it as altered content, just so I don't get in trouble. Because they'll like they did even the Exploding Goats one. I got a strike from Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers copyright struck me and claimed the video as their own because their bot that
Light be with
crawls
you.
YouTube for their content couldn't tell the difference between mine and theirs. I got it back because I was like, it's after like 10 days, but it was mine. But Twitter, after I want to say 4 million views on the video, put up like altered content. And even with the altered content, people are like, is this real? So there's some people who are like hopeless for this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand there's some people that are hopeless, but like everyone's going to be hopeless.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be indistinguishable. And the thing that I can't get beyond is like, what is it that AI is going to look for to identify AI versus real? Because at the end of the day, it's just pixels, and the pixels
I
are
think the
just.
audio might have some markers,
Maybe.
like because the audio sometimes, like when I export the audio, it does sound like a little, like when you really crank it, it sounds a little robotic.
Here,
But eventually, yeah, I know. And then you can have Donald Trump telling all his constituents, "Hey, go do something crazy," and all it takes is one person,
And they're going to claim it's real. So here's what I've been warning about AI: is it's not fake videos. So take Donald Trump when he said very fine people on both sides, but I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. The fear is that what happens is that video comes out. The media, what they immediately do, they say Trump called Nazis very fine people. But for someone like Brendan Strzok or whatever, and he's a former Democrat, he ends up finding the videos where he's like, wait a minute, there was more than transcript, and now Snopes eventually debunks it. A video, let's say the video came out but AI existed. Someone would take it, immediately re-render it, so that Trump says, they were very fine people on both sides, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and white supremacists because some of them should be condemned totally. They changed they to some of them. You can make a very minor change.
you could do that in literally 4
3 seconds, and then what happens is every Democrat would share the some of them, and every Republican would share the they, and then Republicans would be like, he said condemn them, and the Democrats would go, some of them? He was saying some were good, and you're like, he didn't say that, he said they should be condemned. No, he didn't, here's the video. And then it doesn't matter what's true, because they've seen a video they assert is true, and it looks like CNN, and there's no way to tell the difference. You'd have to go to the source like CNN, but if it's a grainy cell phone video of capturing an event, then no one knows which one's the original.
Yeah, or it would be AI software that flags AI starts flagging real stuff as AI.
And it already does.
Yeah. They
So
can just alter it.
we're
No,
gonna go to Super Chat. So if you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe, to this channel. Share the show with everyone you know. Become a member by going to timcast.com and join us to support our work. You'll get access to the amazing Discord server, and chat room. You can hang out with like-minded individuals, so if you're looking for community and people to talk to about all of these ideas, become a Timcast member. And we're going to have that members-only show coming up tonight at 10 p.m., but also tomorrow at 11 a.m., we have the members-only exclusive behind-the-scenes of Josh Sider's social experiment where he said he was trans, but he was not. And so, well, that'll be fun. All right, Kyle says, topics I hope Joe and Trump talk about. Epstein, aliens, assassinations, ending war, and criminal aliens. Kamala could never survive on JRE. Interesting. Jungle Run says, on a hike with my 6 kids, welcome to the club, Tim. Thank you very much, good sir, I appreciate it. The Emperor's Champion says, hey, New York Times, I already voted for Trump today. I can't vote for him more. I'd love to see an end of income taxes. Who would not? I don't know that anybody, if you go to a party and everyone's like, you hear this, Trump wants to end income taxes, who's opposed to that? Raise your hand. We're going to be like, we can't be friends. We all have our limits. Mike Oxard says, Donald and John America must win, and by a lot. Go out and vote, even if they try to do election F word again. Haha. There you go. All right, Michael Bowers says, my wife is officially a U.S. citizen as of today. Unfortunately, she missed voter sign-up, so she can't vote for Trump like she wanted. Oh, that's Let's see what is this. Turbo Bastard says, someone I know just got a $3,000 check after working 34 hours of overtime during the 2 weeks and lost over $1,000 to taxes. Well, you vote Donald Trump, he says no taxes on overtime, huh? Sounds like a pretty good deal. All right. Ultimate Gaming says, please shout this out. I'm trying so hard to find a job, but I can't. My wife, my 6-month-old daughter, and I are going to be evicted next month. Sorry to hear it, brother. I hope you find some work. Maybe you can make AI videos for Danny.
My YouTube channel is
All right, what? Really? What?
Because I posted some clip from my ID podcast, the live call show called The Backhouse every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. I posted one short, even though the whole video was on my channel, the whole episode, and then I posted one short from the thing, the day the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, died, and we weren't even like, we were just joking, and not saying anything pro-Unabomber, nothing, and then they just flagged it, and they gave me a strike, demonetized my channel, and then they said it was demonetized for glorifying terrorists or whatever. And then that strike, you can never be remonetized, even though it was my first strike ever.
What? Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
Monetized for life.
Jeez.
So anyways, not hiring AI, guys.
Well, that's it.
Do it for the love of the game.
Bao says, Danny P, boys. Is that what you do on the show with Ryan? You say boys the whole time?
Yeah, boys. Boys cast.
That's all you do?
No girls allowed. Just like this. I love this. All boys.
No girls allowed.
Girls allowed.
What is this? Jason Hutchinson says obligatory libertarian sound-off, taxation is theft.
Taxation.
Well, you gotta vote for... North Libertarian says Trump must have heard Dave Smith may vote for him. Dave Smith is voting for him, and we did want to get to that, but we didn't end up getting to it. Dave Smith said he's voting Trump. Yeah, he posted a video that says, Dave Smith, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Did he say why?
Yeah, well, he said he saw Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney and went, you deserve to lose. Like, there's a lot of reasons you deserve to lose, but just seeing that, I was disgusted. And the libertarians hate it. Yeah.
He's a communist.
Yeah, the libertarians would not pump for Chase Oliver.
Not at all.
Well, they just...
His politics challenging party. He's got behind the scenes, and they're like, let's make sure Clint Russell doesn't get it. We'll choose Chase.
That's well, he wasn't even. I moderated the Colorado State Libertarian convention, and Clint wasn't even one of the. They were all like, he was insane. The whole thing was nuts.
Is Clint's in Miami?
Yeah, he wasn't even. He was never even running.
No, he was
VP.
No, Clint was running for VP.
Oh, he was running for VP, I guess. Yeah, but he wasn't.
And then Mike Zermatt went to Chase Oliver and said, I'll support you if I'm your VP. I'll tell everyone my voters support you, and then we win. And then otherwise it was going to be Rechtenwald and Clint Russell. Yeah. But you know, I'm convinced. My conspiracy theory is that Angela McArdle has organized everything behind the scenes in a large chair with a velvet back and a cat in her lap, stroking it.
One of those psychic things on her head where she's controlling impulses.
sending, you know, and then
Protoss.
she's like sending out letters of instruction to her minions, and it's like, we're going to nominate as a Libertarian Party Chase Oliver.
Yeah.
So that means that Trump wins, then puts a Libertarian in his cabinet.
I mean, the only funny thing from the moderator state thing is Mike Cano actually said, he's like, we're currently polling at 0.
Nobody wants it.
he's like, we're polling at 0, so let's say some crazy stuff.
They're the worst candidates the Libertarian Party has ever put up.
It's true. Trump said he's going to put a Libertarian in his cabinet. And I doubt it would be Dave Smith, but that would be great. Clint would also be great.
Yeah, I hope so. They
But
put
maybe
Dave Smith in and they go, what's this Legion of Skanks podcast? What do they do on there? Shout out to the Skanks, I love them.
Tower Gang as well. I'd like to see Tower
Right.
Gang represented in the federal government.
Pittsburgh says, who is Danny Polishchuk? I thought today's guest is named Suraj Hajmi.
I made this video where I took a little shot at Suraj.
Oh, why would you do that? He's a very nice guy.
No, I love Suraj. It was just I made this video of the Hamas thanks to
I hear he's gay.
that's what he says. Yeah.
Yeah, but his wife says that. Why is everybody laughing? That's probably all he does is retweet posts about him. I'm not joking. He does.
As far as I know, there's a lovely beard at home and a new
All right, where are we at? We'll grab a super chat here. Oh, what's this? Jacob Stein says, Tim, currently in the hospital welcoming our firstborn child. Please shout out Jasper Wade Stein. Also praying for a smooth pregnancy for Allison and your future child. Many blessings. Thank you very
congrats,
much.
dude.
Jasper. Appreciate it, yeah.
Should brought some cigars.
Well, I'm not going to smoke them.
You have to.
Yeah, I can't do it.
That's what you do for.
No way. You're health conscious over here, you know? Insurance won't let us. Is that a better excuse?
Okay.
Seems so deflated when you say health conscious.
Well, I didn't bring it. So.
Oh, I totally woulda, you know. Oh no. All right, strawberry mochi. Very delicious. The Amish are voting for Trump.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Are they really?
I don't know, but it would make sense.
I saw tons of Amish on the train.
Yeah, the train over here from New York. Tons of Amish on the trains.
Well, there's like a bunch of Amish that live near here.
Yeah, I guess
And
they're coming here.
They sell pet milk.
I don't know what language they were speaking.
Was it Amishian?
Maybe it was not English. That's for sure. It was not any language I'd ever heard.
Amishese, we call it. You know,
Yeah.
Amish.
And one guy had an amazing beard.
Maybe they were just speaking Dutch.
Yeah,
no.
is it some sort of Dutch something?
It's actually
Amish?
Did they say
German?
anything like Hagenflagen?
I
Could be
overheard it and I go that it's some variation of sound.
Wait, is Hagenflagen German or Swedish?
Swedish, I think.
Swedish.
No, it's more Swedish.
Yeah, it's Swedish gibberish.
Swedish gibberish. Yeah, it's like there's the chef on.
They call it
What
Dutch.
do you actually say?
Muppets.
Bergen Flurgen? Swedish gibber. All right, what is this? Paul Graham says it's not fair to call Kamala a potato. At least a potato provides value and is useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make
Okay,
alcohol
so-
out of potatoes.
That's true, you can. War Machine says they've called Trump Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini. I bet they call him Sauron before this is over. Mark me. They called him Voldemort too. Yeah. Sauron. Yeah, but they're not savvy on the Lord of the Rings. They get Harry Potter because it's like, you know, children's Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seamus had a really funny idea. I don't know if I'm going to ruin his joke by saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was a bit where it's Harry Potter becomes a right-wing grifter. So he renounces witchcraft and becomes Christian, and then goes on all these talk shows where he's talking about how witchcraft is real and it's bad, and he's no longer doing witchcraft.
That's pretty good.
He becomes a right-wing. All right, what do we got? We'll grab some more of these super chats, you can call them. Sane says, Insane Clown Posse endorsed Kamala. Oh, really? That's a letdown, man. You know that one song they had in the 90s?
Yeah, I remember they had one song.
Yeah, I just saw they opened. They were the surprise guests at Skankfest this year, and they opened up Skankfest.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a little private concert. It's pretty.
I thought they were based.
I thought they were too. That was surprising. They might be doing like Costanza. They're doing the opposite.
What if like they endorse Kamala and then get invited to do an event for it, but then come out and be like, yo, we were kidding, dude. Trump.
Oh no, that'd be awesome.
That'd be great. All right. Ryan Sargent says, want to talk about scrubbed from the internet? Try Googling DOD 5240.01, Section 3, Subsection 3, Article C. Joe Biden and Kamala made the law for the president to be able to use military and citizen. We didn't talk about it today. It's been popping up all week. Yep. Mr. Nice Bobby says, cheers from Brazil, where voting is mandatory. Who would win, in your opinion, if voting was mandatory in the U.S.? Kamala Harris. No question.
Yeah.
Because you get a bunch of people who are like, I don't know. The guy on TV said Kamala.
Yeah.
Beep.
I like my abortions.
That's not even that. Most people, if compelled to vote, would just be like, I don't want.
Yeah.
Bah. Beep. They'd be like, bah. Although, I don't know. Trump is a celebrity. They might be like, yeah, Trump.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, it is crazy that it's just like basically half the country goes one way, half the country goes the other. There's not much daylight.
It's too crazy for me. I don't trust that. I don't think it's real.
We need a landslide. We need, I don't mean like an electoral college. I think it's sweet. We need Trump to win the popular vote, the electoral college, House, Senate, etc. So that way we can totally rebuke wokeism. Yeah, that's what we need.
I mean, that's what it will be if that's what happens. Yeah.
Because the message
Went
needs to
too
be
far.
sent to these people that not only do you lose money, but your ideas are not popular with the American people, and you're on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
All right.
I have
Squatchy
many
says,
lucky
I love
dues
watching
to
your
you
show. Big
like.
fan of the morning show, but Monday and Thursday and Sundays are for football. Sorry, brother. Well, you know, football. There was a really funny thing I was watching on Fox and Friends where Lawrence, one of their morning hosts, goes to a barber shop, and he's asking his black dude,
Farewell,
he's
friend
asking
of
a
the
bunch of
Brummels.
barber shops about who they're voting for and why. And he asked one, he's like, what do you think is the most
Many
important issue? And
deals
the guy
for
goes,
a
sports.
friend of the Brummels. Like
He's like, I'm
you.
kidding, but, you know, he's not. Most people don't care. They're probably talking about sports.
Oh yeah. If you could vote at like a football game. Like,
Oh, that'd be
I
weird.
used to watch
Kinda
so
like-
much sports, so much football. Did you ever go through a phase like that? Are you in a phase like that?
I don't watch I watch. I
They
throw
watch,
a-
they watch
if I'm-
soccer in Canada.
Hockey. Go Leafs! I almost wore my Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, but then I went for my
No, soccer.
for my American jersey.
We play hockey here. You know, we're really good at it, and Canada just tries. You know.
Americans actually are really good at it. I think the Olympics, the next Olympics, the NHL players haven't been allowed to play for a while because of like contract stuff. So it's been all non-pros, but the pros are coming. I think the Americans are going to win.
Really, you think they're gonna? Is Canada gonna get angry?
They're not going to like it, but the Maple Leafs' best player, Austin Matthews, American.
Is hockey the Canadian sport because you guys basically live in blocks of ice?
Yes.
And isn't
No,
it
we
like-
have sheets, but there is just like.
Are you
everywhere.
excited for global warming? Because Canada's going to be.
I live in New York. Yeah, I'll take. I mean, I don't live in Canada, but.
Did you flee Canada because it was too cold?
No, just the entertainment industry sucks. No.
I heard that 90% of Canadians live within
Yeah, it's like 50
miles.
Yeah, something like that.
We're gonna say kilometers.
I think it's kilometers.
Of the US?
It might be miles.
50 miles of the U.S.
The US
Did you,
border.
did you see
yeah,
that?
yeah. Really?
Did you see that SNL skit about?
Yeah, Nate with Nate Bargatze.
Is that who that was? When he's talking about the metric, the measuring system.
I mean, metric system rules.
Dude, that was so good.
Honestly, I know this is unpopular.
It is
I've lost the U's in all the words I write. I don't write flavor with a U, not a color.
What about metric time? Do you use that?
I don't.
80 past 70.
Metric time, no, but man, I like a good kilometer. Let me tell
That's a
you.
Simpsons joke. I'm just stealing it.
Oh.
I have no jokes. It's just Family Guy or Simpsons. Anybody who knows these things is like, yep, Tim watched TV in the 90s.
Me too, man.
That's also another Family Guy joke, by the way. All right, Polly. Let's see, what is this? Polly Puree says, the best way to vote was voting machines not connected to the internet. Least amount of fraud. Disagree. There was a guy who did a thing where he popped out a drive or whatever and flipped it. Like, I forgot what it was. He put something in. He put a USB, it was a USB or a memory card, or he popped it open and he put data in it, and then it flipped the votes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure they can.
What can I help you
compromised.
with?
Anything that has a motherboard, there's a way to.
Paper ballots.
Farewell.
Poll watchers at each location, and when they're counted, you have every single person
What do you
watching and all agreeing the votes being counted. That's it.
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
Decentralized. Let's grab some more super chats. What have we here? Let's see. John, I can't pronounce. I'm not gonna read your last name. It's too long. Sorry. Humans will always find a way to F something up. November 5th, I thought Election Day was Christmas Eve. When did they change it? Was it ever Christmas Eve?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, the Constitution says it's like the first Tuesday of November or something, doesn't it? You want to look it up?
I'm not sure.
It's something like that.
As far as I know, I don't know if it's in the Constitution. I just
It is, absolutely
it
is.
was just the first
Yeah.
Tuesday of November.
The Constitution says there will be a single day for the election to be held on I think it's the first Tuesday of November or whatever. Is that what it is?
It must be because it's the first Tuesday of November. It'd
Well,
be crazy
I
if,
don't know.
if it says something different.
But it might be.
Scandal.
And it's not the 5th because the date changes.
Right. Yeah, it can't be that.
It had. Oh, well, look in here.
Am I going to find it faster than you?
Maybe.
Maybe I'll find it the fastest.
Officials statutory set by the U.S. government as the Tuesday the Tuesday next after the first Monday in November.
Ah.
Oh.
So,
Okay, so not the second Tuesday necessarily.
And is this was this an amendment that did this, or this was the original?
I'm not sure. It doesn't
Tuesday after
specify.
the
That's
first
just
Monday.
Wikipedia.
Tuesday after the first Monday.
So could they come up with that? So I guess it could be
Because of
as late as the 8th?
Because if the month starts on Tuesday, it will not be that day.
Yeah.
It will then wait a week until the next Tuesday.
And,
Yeah, because everybody's got to pay rent that day. Nobody wants to go vote.
Okay.
They'll
And also
shout.
the reason they set it up like that is because like you have to have time to do the harvest and then go and vote.
Right.
So because it was done
Because they
when
were
we in the
farmers.
Prairie Nation.
Okay.
That's crazy, huh? All right, what do we hear? Farouk says, serialize the ballots, put serial numbers on them. Per state, if they can serialize our money, then do the same to ballots. Don't they? They don't do that?
I don't think so. But
Interesting.
even still, if they're serialized, like they're not tied to a person.
GG Will says, my mail-in vote in San Diego came with a code so I can check my vote count on the website. I just say no mail-in voting. You have to vote in person. Ballots are blank. That's it.
And you know, one problem with being able to verify on a website is that it might say one thing on the website, but it counted as something different. So you really need a verification through somehow if you're going to do that.
All right, let's see what we got. Where are we at with some super chats? Okay. Katoth, is that how you pronounce it? I find it amusing we could call elections on the day in the 80s, and now 40 plus years later, it's somehow impossible to call the election on the day of.
Oh, that is so ridiculous. He's right. That is so.
I mean, a
not
country like
real.
Brazil, they have what, 200 million people? They do it.
No, I think it's like 60.
Brazil's 60?
Yeah, I don't think Brazil is 200 million.
Brazil is huge.
Yo!
It is huge. I don't think they have that many people.
I thought it was up there.
60? What is it?
Have a
Yeah,
good one.
That's awesome.
It was like 190 or something.
211 million.
Whoa, really?
I'm
Oh,
pretty
wow,
sure they
that's
call
big.
it.
Almost 300, almost 212.
There you go. I'm pretty sure they call it.
I'm not gonna.
More votes.
I'm not gonna stand corrected. Actually, I'm just gonna say that both of your fact checks are wrong. AI is wrong, and Danny is wrong, and I'm just gonna choose to be right.
Yeah, that's fine.
60 million. That's it.
60 million.
That's it. It's proof. It's proof.
You hear that, Brazil? I'm pretty sure Rio's like 60 million.
All right. Rodeo Hamster says, Phil, I saw All That Remains open from Megadeth in Cincinnati. You
Sick.
guys went so effing hard. I loved it.
Thank
I bought your shirt there too.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Came back with beast energy.
Well, I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, I love it, dude.
Thank you.
All right. Code Monkey says, Ian, you're killing me with the free the code BS. You can have all of the cleanest and fairest code you want. All I need is root level cron job script with access to the results, DB, and I can obfuscate TF out of the script. Ask me how I know. He's implying that he's done it.
Are you implying that you've done that?
Yes.
There's no perfect answer, that's for sure, but it's more secure than paper ballots. What's your plan?
You're just like you. It's more secure than paper ballots. So what's your plan? Well, the plan was paper ballots.
That's less secure. I want more secure.
I don't know that you can.
Democrats want less secure.
And I don't know that you can actually get more secure if it's computerized.
It's just
Blockchain. Blockchain is.
Oh, this is important. Mark Prior says, "Hi guys, I'm Amish." I'm sorry. He says, "Hi guys, the Amish speak an older version of German. The word for German in German is Deutsch. Misheard by English settlers sounds like Dutch, hence Pennsylvania Dutch."
Gotcha. I was trying to tell you guys. I thought he was saying he's Amish. I'm like, you can't be on YouTube right now.
They can.
Can they?
Bro, have you never gone to Amish country?
I have when I was. I went to
there's
Pennsylvania Amish country when I was like 12.
Yeah, you go to the supermarkets.
No, they were all. We shot like the
There's
show.
lights.
We saw like the show Amish where they didn't have any of this stuff.
There's Amish people down the road, and they're in a building with refrigerators and
So what kind of
on their
Amish are
phones,
they?
and I don't know. People just make assumptions about what Amish people do.
I thought that was their whole deal.
Do they drive cars too?
Yeah, I don't know how they would.
Well,
how do they get deliveries?
Well, in the Amish, like in the Pennsylvania, they all have the horse and mule.
Oh no, they definitely do, because when we would go to the farm stand, they drive up to drop off the meats and stuff.
Oh.
So are they like Jewish?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're Amish like I'm Jewish.
Okay.
No, they're Amish. They wear little bonnets and stuff like that. I think it's just the TV that convinces people that Amish people don't use technology or whatever.
I thought they're not allowed to.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's probably just a movie or something.
We'll look it up.
No, I definitely went to Amish country in Pennsylvania like when I was 12. And they were doing nothing.
But maybe that's just the tourism show thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Make money.
Maybe.
Because there's like in Maryland, there's like a big Amish shopping center,
Oh.
and it's like
Because they make good
all the kids
furniture.
are in uniform.
Apparently, there's the old order Amish.
Ah.
They generally reject public grid electricity, but then there's new order Amish that are more.
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids. They're wearing like little Amish outfits with bonnets and
Yeah,
stuff.
they were all wearing the bonnets.
And the little boys are wearing little button-ups and suits or like pants or whatever.
I saw them.
But you walk in and there's computers and there's cars and you buy food and they farm and stuff.
But they say that even the old order Amish generally will have alternate power sources. They're just not tied to the grid, like generators, propane, solar panels.